is over, and we laugh at them.
Reserve time.
We don't laugh at them, but we wish him the best moving on. Here we have it. Complexity already up 1 game. I'm Dakota, your headcaster, and I'm going to be joined by the man who knows more about Dota. It's Lacoste.
Yeah, you're the funny guy. I'm the semi-smart guy.
Yeah.
Works magical.
I'm funny, talk fast guy. You're funny, Dota smart, TI competitor, handsome man.
Oh, thank you for that extra handsome.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but we settled with that.
Yeah, we can't say this. We can't say this stuff. Half of the things I want to say, I can't say, man.
That's a darn shame, but probably for your chance to ever make it to more events, you probably should keep to yourself about half that stuff. So. You dirty pervert. Okay, so SG eSports. Look at the balls these guys got. Clockwork first pick. Who does that? And by the way, side note, I think Monkey King is officially dead in America. What the hell?
Monkey King is dead because of the ping issue. I guess you need to be as quick as you can when casting those spells and hopping on the trees.
I'm curious. I've never heard any other player say that. I could see why. That is definitely, a plausible option to why they're not picking Monkey King. But I guess unless I hear them say it out of their own mouth, it's just I still find it hard to believe that they're passing on Monkey King. I mean, look at this. You got Fatal Bonds already. Like Fatal Bonds, Monkey King is awesome. You probably don't want to pick it now to a Clockwork because he's one of the best at being able to scout out where Monkey King is and kind of dealing with them, but. Whatever. I'm past the Monkey King. What about the Clockwork, though? The first pick Clockwork. And what do you think about that?
10 seconds
I think SG says, like, we don't give a shit with the Clockwork first pick.
5 seconds
they want to try something different. They don't want to go for, like, those heroes who are, like, must-have first pick. So they're trying something else. So one thing we didn't mention, that Firo is not playing this game. Chessie is standing in because.
Oh my gosh! I didn't even notice that till now.
Yeah. I saw they're saying he has 350 ping and really can't play. It's having 350 ping. It's like playing in 3K MMR bracket.
That's so interesting. I mean, I saw Blaze. In the lobby before it began, Blaze, of course, everyone knows, Caster Blaze, who's also works here at BTS. He's like our head admin. The man is, let me just tell you, the man's going through a serious shitstorm right now. For those of you who don't know, there's a buttload of Dota happening right now. There's like, of all the regions for qualifiers, for Epicenter, for Summit, there's like a Zotac thing going on, and scheduling is a nightmare. And Blaze is doing it for not just the Summit, but he also is doing it for Epicenter, I believe. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and he still remains calm all the time, like, from what I saw.
But
he's like super calm guy.
Yeah, he's like mega chill. He's like super chill. So I bet when he goes home, he like freaks the hell out. So
he needs to have someone locked in the basement to actually
10 seconds remaining.
Get all that shit out of him.
All right, I was actually currently also chatting with Blaze because I wanted to make sure he. That's right. I remember Chessie from like kind of way back Alliance. He stood in with Complexity way back as well. But we haven't seen Chessie since like Wanted. I believe Team Wanted. I believe he had a brief showing on. But hey, this is the call Complexity want to make, and because of the handicap that Firo's in, who's to blame him? Really? So.
Well, I'll say it. I really don't think it's fair for Chessie to stand in, but I'm not sure how you feel about it. Maybe they should. Maybe Complexity or SG could make like two organizations, one for South America, one for North America, or let's say North America against Europe.
Like, it's I would imagine, and thank God again that it's not my hat I have to wear to make these kind of decisions. But you know, when you're putting new rules in place and you're trying to expand new options and you're doing things like now allowing, you know, South America to have a closer to even playing field by giving them a server to play on, you know, at least through the qualifier in one of the games. Now other teams have options to figure out I don't want to say loopholes, but ways to be able to. It's probably not clear in the rules either. I don't know. Like the fact of the matter is that Chessie's here. He's subbing in for coL. The decision was made, and you know, we got it. We got to play on. I don't want to get into like the whole morality of the matter.
I mean, it's not like he has 20 pings, so
remaining.
but still.
Yeah, I mean, he's still gonna have like the ping connection to
5
Brazil.
seconds
So.
remaining.
Yeah, but imagine if SG makes European team qualifies for some tournament and then they decide to play on the Brazilian servers. They change the whole lineup to Brazil. When playing Europe, they change their lineup to Europe.
Yeah, Dota's just such a wild game in that. I mean, I don't really know. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's not happening, but let's focus on the picks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Banning Phantom Lancer. I don't think I was expecting to see that anytime soon, but as you mentioned, Dota is a wild game. Anything can happen. So.
Well, I hope the
I'm
picks
not
are going to
sure
make the game more wild too. Darkseer helps. It creates a lot of team fight. It's turning into quite a comfort pick for both these teams, or it's like in its own meta that they like to pull it out and find the value in it. Used to be a classic move grab, but something that Swindle also played a lot of, and he's very familiar with. SG move themselves right into their own heavy team fight now. They get the Enigma pickup here. It's hard to gauge. Actually, it's not hard to gauge at all. This is going to be one of those classic, more greedy jungling Enigmas, it looks like Lacoste, with the already commitment to the clockwork.
10 seconds.
I don't agree. I think it's going to be Tavo on Enigma, and I saw SG playing support Clockwork.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, again, this is why you're the guy who's smart about Dota.
Yeah, well, yeah. And handsome. I forgot the handsome. So, maybe Complexity is saying, all right, boys, maybe we'll show you how to play your lineup from the last game. It's Warlock, Darkseer, and Ricky.
Remaining.
I mean, it's great team fight. It's great synergy. It's something we've seen before and we've seen work. And
reserve time.
Execution-wise and being able to deal with the connection, I don't think it's going to be easy, but you know, it's something that they feel is foolproof and they have a lot of comfort doing. And now you have Ricky to kind of be there, and it's something that the Dazzle's going to have to chew through his whole bank account dealing with the heavy sentry kind of a game, so don't expect him to have a whole wealth of farm. And then you know, it's more pressure on the Clockwork to make sure that he can kind of keep everyone in tab, so the game's a lot easier for Enigma to kind of set the show for these team fights.
Yeah, they have good good initiation with Clockwork, Ember Spirit. I mean, this is the 3 out of 4 heroes for Complexity. I was saying how good their lineup is. There's just no real combo wombo last game, no good execution. So we'll see how Complexity can handle it.
Dire team ban.
Final ban here coming out from Complexity as they get rid of the most original Dota 2 hero on the game in Jug. We were mentioning a bit yesterday. And then final ban here coming out for SG as they look at the options remaining here for Complexity and what is likely to be the mid laner. I suspect Chessie's just kind of taking over the Firo position, so this is going to be potentially the Chessie pick. And it looks like he's going to have the matchup against the Ember Spirit. So, I mean, why not Invoker, man? We haven't seen Invoker this week.
Yeah, ping.
So we don't get to have any fun heroes ever is what you're telling me because of this. Why did I sign up for this?
Well, when it's NA against NA, we'll see Invoker. But it can be still a mid hero, and it can be a safe lane hero because Ursa does so much against Ember Spirit. And I mean, Ursa is usually picked up against Ember Spirit if they want to lane it against each other. But this way, Ursa was the first pick, Ember Spirit after that, and Complexity having the last pick. So Complexity has upper hand in this. They can see their lanes and pick either mid or safe lane.
I'm curious to see what they feel is a good suited option here, something that's going to be a bit more friendly, easy to
5
use.
seconds
Viper
remaining.
is pretty straightforward. You don't have to worry about paying with that. You can win any lane. They're going to go for a Void, though. So does that say that the Ursa is going to be looking to have his mid lane matchup against that Ember Spirit? Or
Definitely.
yeah, and you could already see Chessie take rain on the big bad bear there. All right, so the Moo Void. Haven't seen that one in a while myself, but I'm excited. While we get to see witness to the HFN Weaver, and ADR is going to be able to sport another core that will be able to kind of join him into the late game if things go according to plan. Plus, Tavo, I know you were saying, as one of the best players on that team, he gets a big playmaker in the Enigma.
Yeah, he kind of builds that Enigma differently than what we talked is like classic build. Classic build right now is the
10 seconds remaining.
S4 head build. It's it's the
5
Midas
seconds
mana
remaining.
boots if needed. Before that, into let's say a Blink Dagger or a BKB with the cooldown reduction talents, picking move speed so he can move faster in those fights before he gets the Blink Dagger. Some of the old classic build is kind of a mech Guardian Greaves, Pipe Enigma if you have like good timing to finish the game, which we saw yesterday. But how Tao plays it, he skips Midas from what I saw and decides to go like either mech or he loves drums on that hero.
Oh, drum song. All right.
Yeah.
Give him a little bit of extra durability and kind of move speed to maybe look for setup plays. I like that.
Yeah, well, when you pick up the level 10 talent with extra move speed plus move speed from the item, you have really good positioning for casting. Yeah, you have for cast. Wow, mind blown.
It's simple. When you get this move speed and this move speed, you get more move speed.
Prepare for battle.
Vote for me, TI. Here we go. We'll get onto our way. It is game number 2. Match point for Complexity. A traditional move. It's a disaster to get underway here. As, you know, this is match point for Complexity, but this is going to be their more difficult game. It is going to be played on the Brazilian server. This one being home court advantage, if you will, or at least closer to home court advantage for SG. And as they begin to spread things apart, indeed, Tavo is going to be taking his business to the off lane, getting ready to go. ADR on his Ember Spirit ready for mid. We got King RD on that support Clockwork. Dancing about right now. Lacoste, I'm going to ask you already before I go through the rest of the roll call. What would you like to sing out of King RD in this game for his Clockwork in the early game?
For item builds?
For early game, you know, like Clockwork support, it's not something I just like to want to pick up and play in my pub. So I'm curious, like, how do you make it work? Like, what makes it effective?
Well, definitely the cogs. He can trap a hero with Weaver. Being range hero deals so much damage with, like, let's say level 3. He has 1/1/1 and plus battery assault on level 1. They can pretty much kill everyone. And it's gonna be a Darkseer. So if Darkseer uses Surge, he can cog, can't get out. So it's really good against him. We didn't talk about starting item builds, kind of a different thing for this game. Ember Spirit knows he's facing Ursa, so he goes for Windlace because he wants to be able to run away from the Aftershock.
Yeah, that's a good heads-up move already for ADR.
Yeah, King RD also picked up Windlace, so he wants to be as fast as possible in the early stages. Don't have enough money to buy Brown Boots because he had to buy Dust to even try to counter that Riki.
Yep. Bit of that money you're gonna have to throw away with the Riki factor there, and you can already see kind of that move speed working here for ADR as he jukes back and forth. But a nice snipe of the courier does come out. It's gonna be Z-Freak who snags it up on the Riki, a classic play and something that SG just weren't ready for.
I mean, how do teams, like, I know when you're playing your pubs, you always forget about it.
Yeah, I forget it every time.
But
yeah.
There should be like you should have like something written on the side. Few tips. Always don't forget. Like before, if teams picks a Dazzle, don't let them pick Huskar. Ban it in the second stage. Something like that. Like careful
like
when you're playing against Invis hero.
Unwritten law of higher MMR Dotas. If a Riki's in a game, you probably want to pay extra attention to your courier. Same with like the Monkey King there for a while too. But this one goes under the nose of SG and is going to give that extra bit of advantage now to Chessie in the lane, or has at least forced King RD to kind of rotate over and put his extra attention towards the mid lane.
Yeah, Chessie going for Orb of Venom and the instant boots of speed, so he can dominate that lane, be as fast as possible, even though the Ember Spirit has that Wind of Lace, but has a good kill potential on him. Darkseer, on the other hand, knows he can't do anything on top because of that Clockwork support, so he's just staying in jungle, using those shrines, got to level 3, and now he's gonna be back on the lane.
Does leave things pretty good for HFN coasting away. The second CS2 that Darkseer right now, as they kind of take the lane pretty evenly on that front. C4T is kind of flirting over a bit. I don't know if he's trying to get that ward planted or anything, but he could end up creeping in from behind. Didn't go for a level 1 poison just yet. Kill potential on Swindle is not going to be easy as long as he does have that surge available. But enough to zone him back out from the lane. But King RD is actually rotating over. Now their kill potential does become a little bit higher. And he actually decides to pop the battery salt. He's only level 1 still though, so he doesn't have those cogs or anything.
Oh, look at Ricky. Ricky is just standing there with boots of speed, 1 sentry. He got the full level 2, stealing Enigma's XP.
Uh-oh, Demon though. Demon, who's trying to come around and maybe tag team up with Z-Freak, finds himself isolated in a bit of trouble, and the chase is on. King RD and Tavo looking to find a way to isolate him. Demon,
Dire's
though,
bottom tower
using
is
that
under
last
attack.
word, healing himself up, trying to find a way to juke
Body
through the
block,
trees and
yes.
make it out. Body blocking as much as possible. Then there is going to be the battery assault. Looking to lock him down. The smoke screen going to get released, though. Slows him down quite a bit. King RD decides to pull out the dust. Meanwhile, Enigma has to step off and go to the shrine. It's kind of chaotic as all the supports play this little bit of a dance and just distract me from what the real action is. Mid lane is Chessie getting a hold of ADR and taking him out in a solo play.
Well, that's why I was saying Ember Spirit getting picked after Ursa is kind of ballsy, and it can backfire to you like really badly.
It was a good heads up on being able to recognize that, and Complexity just kind of let that situation develop itself and decided to keep the Ursa in its place and opted to go for the Faceless Void and be able to cash in there on some more options for some big team fight and some big plays through the mid game. And now it's going to be SG to kind of have to find their way to weasel out of what could be a bit of a sticky early game right now. Z-Freak now has put his presence towards the mid lane. After a takedown of ADR, they already feel their power advantage and they're looking to utilize it as much as possible.
Yeah, Ricky usually skills Blink Strike on level 2, but right now he feels like he needs smoke screen.
He's getting hit hard, he's stuck under the smoke screen. Can he make it away? Yes, ADR will be able to step out just as King RD has to intervene and slow them down. Very proactive Complexity early game here. Do you think that's necessary with the lineup they've given themselves? I mean, we know that the Ricky has to play in this kind of manner, but were you expecting everyone else on the team to kind of file suit? They've been very, antsy almost.
Yeah, you need to be as aggressive as they are right now, especially on the mid lane with Ursa. You need to get like 1 or 2 kills before Ember Spirit gets level 6. I mean, he can still kill him after because of the smoke screen, but it's good that Ursa got 1 kill before, so he can dominate the lane phase. Boots got that extra movement speed he needs to get close to Ember.
Okay, we have Moo here in the bottom lane now, who is putting a little bit of chase onto Tavo a bit, bashing him down, but now is finding himself dancing around with King RD and some Eidolons. He's going to be A-okay. Top lane, though. Now we're having Z-Freak making the call, moving on in, getting a smoke screen. C4T, though, able to get that grave just at the last second. Will heal himself and then head on home. Back to safety. But, oh, as I say that, Demon gets the finish. The last ticks of the Fatal Bonds are going to be there. And Dazzle will die on his home turf.
Dazzle was hesitating with that TP. First use heal, then took him 1 more second. If he TP'd immediately, he would be fine.
But he didn't, and he died. Lesson learned.
Well, it's if had this happened, then
that wouldn't have
and
happened.
this could have happened.
But it did, and it's over. And unfortunately for SG, they're just gonna have to take it as it is. Complexity with a 2-0 start. Swindlemelon's happy to kind of move on in and take the full pull camp away. ADR is just doesn't want to be in the mid lane anymore. He knows he can't be there anymore, and he's stuck being in the jungle. But that's fine for Chessie because while he has picked up an Invis rune, he is a hunting, and it looks like he has spotted out where ADR is. But ooh, now they're thinking about going elsewhere. He gets hit with the surge. Can't quite decide on the target, but now that ADR has moved so far forward down the mid lane, he is just too tasty of a treat. He gets hit with a fatal bond, and then they go on in, and he dies so fast.
Much fight in you.
Well, Chessie was hesitating if he wants to go for Clockwork, got that move speed and shell, and he read the movement good from the Ember Spirit, who didn't want to commit Fire Remnants, and just pressed the Enrage and killed him in 3 hits.
Mine.
And it doesn't stop there. The aggression continues to be pumped up. Swindle makes his presence back into the lane. Z-Freak joins him and now gets hit with the Ion Shell, and that's when he makes his move with the surge coming out. He hits him with the smoke screen. But attempted turnaround here. HFN dishes out some good right click. Z-Freak is going to be forced to pounce to his brother, and neither will take a kill.
Do you think they play from the same room?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think they've been in that same house for a while now. Out in Florida. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, but usually when the brothers play, do you think they play from the same room?
Maybe.
Or both have separate rooms?
For communication's sake, I'm sure they have separate sleeping quarters. Demon is in a battle cage right now with King RD, and they're probably playing a little closer than the brothers too. He's down 4, and that is going to be a quick, nice pick. Tavo's got his black hole now, and they're going to be taking their party to the bottom lane.
Yeah, there's the item build I was talking about for Enigma, Bracer, tanking up, Wind Blaze for that. Who would have said extra movement speed?
A push is on, and a tier 1 in order here. SG are hiding out and seeing if anyone's coming. King RD is able to spot out Chessie nearby. HFN considers chasing on in, but then they quickly pull off. Move forward from Moo. He does have the Chronosphere available. While they're distracted with this mid lane, they could make another jump onto ADR between Z-Freak and Chessie. But no one looking to strike yet.
They just want to ditch the bottom tower. Warlock is not level 6. They scouted Ursa, who has no mana whatsoever. So Faceless Void just TP's top, continues to farm with his Hands of Midas.
I don't know if they're looking to ditch this bottom lane. They planted a ward, and now SG are looking to make their move. The swarm goes out. They make connection with Demon, connect with the Fatal Bonds, but they're going to try to get a hold of him here on the other front. They quickly make work of Swindle. And then SG decide to pull back. No hard commitments were even made from SG to kind of get that done. 2 go down, and a tier 1 will fall with it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
This is
attack.
why Clockwork is support. Clockwork is good against Darkseer in general. Like just trapping him with cogs after he uses Surge, so he can't get out.
Dire's middle tower
I'm a
is under
believer for
attack.
sure. He has been putting a lot of complexity on lockdown at the moment. And now has a totem waiting for him, and he will be getting his hook shot soon too. So that's even a more precious tool for him to be able to pick up.
How much do you believe in support Clockwork right now? You're gonna try it in pubs tomorrow?
I'll try it tonight, sir, and I will lose that MMR.
Double damage.
Oh, double damage Ursa.
Yep.
Level 4, Fury swipes, that Roche is gonna go down so fast.
Yeah, draw out there. Doesn't look like SG are even onto it right now. They are still pressuring this bottom and mid lane a little bit, one end more defensive than the other. Just kind of really sitting things a bit at bay, fending off the aggression that complexity I've already set, and they're going to be rewarded with a free and easy Roche. This one taking off rather nicely for him. Kills being a bit even at 3-3, but coL are winning this farming game at the moment. Move possibly made here for Z-Freak as they pop the dust and were able to scout him out, and now they're looking to converge on in. They hit him with the Malphus. HFN though decides, I'm out of here, and pieces out before anyone else from Complexity decides to show up, I guess.
Well, complexity right now, there's the blink on Ursa. And the Enigma is gone.
All right.
I hope they don't finish the game in the next like 5 to 10 minutes. Not just finish the game, dominate so hard from what happened in the last game with Iron Shell, Ursa, Blink, and the Aegis of Immortal plus Rock ready. They will just try to fight as much as they can, take those towers. SG doesn't have much like a split push power so far, so they will need to take those fights.
Ooh, hook shots in. They were able to spot out Demon. Just as fast as we see him, he is gone. Just an SG on the prowl and a Warlock who will be taking the gank on that one.
Under attack.
Jesse's here now towards this tier 1 here. I don't know. Can he alone burst through this Weaver?
Probably not.
No, he's like, I'll go for the Dazzle instead. With a Dazzle nearby, he can't burst through anybody. And it looks like they'll just kind of be there at attendance, but not looking to go much further from it. More greed is good now, though. Tavo is able to finish out his drums, and you know we're seeing a lot of big ultis kind of just being pocketed at the moment and favoring kind of the greedier road, and it's working out nicely. Moo is kind of just chunking through his Midas, and looks like he's going to go for a Vanguard next.
Yeah. Oh, he's in on Dazzle.
He'll be fine. Oh, do they want to cancel it? No. Pump fake with the rock. Blink strike in, but not able to get a finish. Dazzle makes it back home, and coL are here for a tier 1, and they're looking to get it done.
Tower is under attack.
SG should not fight here if they think they can get a good black hole off, but this is really not a place to fight.
Oh, they're not heeding your advice. ADR just triple remnants in and has to walk through a smoke screen. Is able to finally get Demon down, but Demon is able to get the rock off. 40R is going to be done for. Ran down by Moon. King RD will, though, be able to get the pick and a finish onto Z-Freak. Lands down the cogs, but has to turn the other direction. That's when Moo makes his move. Jumps on in with a Chronosphere and finds good connection. Slowly beating down King RD while Chelsea's able to move in and get the finish onto Tavo, but he is eating a lot of damage from HFN. They'll be able to burn through the Aegis, and now they head on over. Moo next on the docket will get jumped, but Jesse is able to hurdle on over and take King RD down, snagging up his 3x kill streak. They're looking around for the Beetle. They get him with a smoke screen, and he'll get the time lapse off. Stepping back, C4T is there, but he does not have a mana for a Grave. Do they want to keep fighting? No, they don't.
30 seconds for Shrine. There was no black hole committed. What I was saying, it's hard to fight into Aegis Ursa, who has the Blink Dagger and Iron Shell on. There was kind of a sloppy Chronosphere after the team fight was already done. That's why Complexity lost 2 of their heroes.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Dazzle.
Swindle in trouble. Swindle is dead. Just caught out pushing in the bottom lane between the 2 SG cores. He will pay the price. And SG are looking to take the momentum back in this game. They get right back towards the mid lane once again, knowing that they still have a black hole that they could opt to work with here. King RD trying to scout out anyone hanging behind the tower, will not find anybody, and it is going to be a full withdrawal here from Complexity. They'll let that one go and opt to pressure the tier 1 in the top lane instead.
Yeah, Void went for like super defensive build, Poor Man's Shield, Hand of Midas, Vanguard, so he doesn't deal that much of damage. He needs to place like 2 or 3 man Chrono.
Oh, here it comes. Tavo pops his drums. He's looking to rush on in. Midnight Pulse and Malphus to go for Moo. Can he get the both of them with a black hole? He goes for it and gets a hold of Demon. Looking to pull him back in. Can they get the finish on Moo? Oh, he almost is able to get the time walk off, but he does end up going down. Demon should fall too. SG make the rotation towards the top lane. It looked like we're just able to clench out that twofer.
That was a nice black hole by Tavo, just going in with the drums move speed, casting it on both heroes, and they seem to want to have finish that tier 1 tower on top. Oh, mid lane.
Dire's middle tower
Jump on over while Z-Freak is up in arms with HFN. ADR is eating a lot of damage and has to run back to his paramedic and Dazzle, but Chessie now. Oh, King RD pokes the bear. Literally pokes the bear and pays for it. Gets scratched and mauled apart. He'll hit the showers and feel good for it. While top lane, it's still Z-Freak dancing around with HFN, pulling out the tricks of the trade. Goes for the time lapse as Z-Freak comes back. He's trying to go for the finish, but the rocket drop from Demon. Are they looking to re-engage? Can they get the finish? HFN dancing in and out. Moon, though, gets hit with the stun. Diving on forward. HFN has slipped out the other direction, and it looks like he'll be able to make it away. This rock will not earn them the kill.
Yeah. That poking the bear looked like DiCaprio in The Revenant.
I like that. Yeah, I don't think I don't know what he knew he was getting into on that one. That was a pretty no-brainer for Chessie to turn around and kind of maul him. But nonetheless, kind of kept them a bit busy while there was so much going down in the top lane. Space created, if you will.
Yeah, that basher is surely gonna help to get him extra kills, extra lockdown, especially for Ember Spirit and for Enigma. Maybe even Dazzle. Ursa will just try to get hands on the Dazzle first. That's the thing, or just get a good Chronosphere. That's what they need to do if they wanna win a team fight.
Smoke and a head out here from SG. They actually just narrowly miss walking across where Z-Freak was. And now we'll take their full business all the way through to the top lane, just as Demon and Moo are heading out. Rocket. Ooh. Spots Moo. And they're running in. Hook shot. Just off the mark. Does Moo know he's in trouble? He's looking to go for the TP, and they actually don't see him.
Whoa.
Oh, he tried to go for the chain play, but it is just too late. Moo, somehow, some way, will slip trouble.
That's a good fog usage right there.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Alright, so Weaver decides to go for Diffusal Blade. He wants to remove the Surge from Darkseer. I don't see anything else to actually remove. Probably Time Dilation.
Time dilation is actually a bitch, so I don't really blame him. Especially for a Weaver, too. You want to get
He
scoochies
can't.
off, you know?
Well, he can't cast it on himself, but he can cast it on allies. So.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Whoa. I had not seen that Void taunt before. Anyways, you're absolutely right about that. I keep forgetting about this self-diffusal thing.
Dire's courier has
But outside
been
of that, I
killed.
guess just for the Surge, Courier goes down on the
Dire's bottom tower is
Dire
under
side
attack.
here. I didn't even see actually where it went down, and unfortunately they took our hotkey away, so I can't even see where the Courier was. But an unfortunate takeaway there as they make their move. They already pre-plant the sentry, and Demon this time will be able to get the finish with his rock. And now they can easily segue this rock push into a tier 1 on the bottom lane. And already SG are going to be coming to attendance.
30 seconds for Weaver to come back. They can't get the objective. They just killed the Weaver, but they won't be able to fight for the next 2 minutes without that rock.
Plus you have Enigma on the other side with a black hole. Just a bit too sketch for a committed push, and Demon will have to use that rock to probably farm up the jungle nearby, it looks like. While they get back to the grind of farm here, Moo takes his business towards the top lane. It looks like a Manta style is going to be next in order for him. And he has all the farm up here to work with. Oh, Bash. Got him again. Bash coming to work here. Chessie is really being quite violent here in his sub game. Just for a guy that they just kind of probably called up and like, hey, do you want to step in and play a game? He's doing pretty damn well. He must have been playing some Dota before this. He's looking warmed up and ready.
This is not his first game of the day.
No, not at all.
So maybe they decide to ditch Firo in the third game if it comes to the third game.
They're like, yeah, Chessie was good. He's not the reason we lost and went to a game 3. We'll kick someone else. We'll kick Z-Freak. No.
They will actually. They will ask to play on Brazil server so they can use.
There you go. Yeah, that's how. I remember. I think coL actually asked at the beginning if they could start game 1 on the Brazil server and then have 2 NA servers to follow. But
well, now I see why.
Regeneration.
But unfortunately, it was set as it was, and we can't go changing things up for everything. Here now, Complexity playing the economy game here, feeling pretty confident with their dominant position through the early to mid game period. So they can take things at a slower pace right now, while the onus is kind of on SG to kind of, you know, get something moving along. They had a great momentum going with King RD kind of setting things up and getting that push along the bottom lane, but things have been stunted since then with multiple pickoffs on HFN. Did I say multiple pickoffs on HFN? Another attempted pickoff on HFN as Chessie makes the move in, but King RD shows himself from the trees. Nice little hookshot setup, and they'll get the finish. No one else from coL bothers to go in, feeling like he's just in a bit too much trouble. This is turning into what was a wonderful baited setup from SG in that top lane.
That's really not a play you want to make once you're ahead of with Ursa that much. Plus Roche was spawning, so they could have made a play there, especially with those 3 big ultis, Wall, Void, Chrono, Rock. So if they want to fight, they can fight near Roche so easily.
And look at that, SG will be able to also claim Tower 2. Well, that certainly helps things out quite a bit. They were bleeding out from that early game and all the work the Ursa was able to do. This will certainly get their heads lifted high. And back to the mid lane they go.
Items on SG, they should get 1 Force Staff ASAP. Beaver seems like wants to go for Manta style, but Force Staff would be so good, especially when Ursa goes in, focuses 1 hero, plus they can force people out of a smoke screen and they can turn the fight around with it. Also, the second good item would be Solar Crest, something Ember Spirit should consider. Yeah, there it is. He just bought Talisman of Evasion. Really good against Void and Ursa.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to be building that way. Dazzle has his own medallion that he just snagged up too, as mentioned. And now it's Complexity heading the direction of Roche. They plant the sentry to the high ground. They see the sentry that they'll take down. And now will be taken on by SG. SG will even approach him into the high ground at this point. Melons goes to the low ground. He will lose his life. Demon also going to get dropped before a rock will be committed. SG happy to go to the balcony to take it. And coL will be kicked out of the area.
Yeah, Darkseer committed Wall there. So they know even if Darkseer buys back, they can still take a fight near the Roche pit.
Z-Freak is hanging around right now. I don't know if he's planning on doing anything cheesy here. Roche goes down, but he gets spotted right away. He just gets snagged up from HFN, and Zach might end up paying the price for even being around, it looks like.
Was that cheesy?
That was cheesy. I don't know if he was hoping to get a jump in kind of a play right there, but he goes down, and
Gold and sweet.
now coL are in a little bit of a tizzy at the moment. I would be a bit nervous if I was on their side. SG are starting to kind of come into fruition.
Well, it's about that gang on Ursa. That set them back a lot. Now, it gives them time. They get Roche, they get Medallion of Courage, plus they can't fight until the Darkseer ulti is up. That's the problem if you're playing with heroes who have those big ultis, like Void, Warlock. You need to execute them well. If you don't, you really can't fight after that for the next 2-3 minutes.
Ooh. ADR moving in, and he just quickly takes out Demon. Remnant, ahoy. But has he gone too far now? Finds himself up in arms with Chessie after committing in those Remnants, has to dish out the chains. Chessie will get forced out to the side and not be able to pursue. But, hey, quick pick onto Demon. ADR just really feeling himself at the moment.
Yeah, SG right now just building those items. Even Enigma has enough gold for Solar Crest right now, so they're just tanking up. Everyone is tanking up.
Yeah, Chessie has that Agnum's complete, so that will certainly help his tank ability. As he finishes out that ancient camp, we have Moo, who has been very farm active this game. 1, 2, and 2 on his Void. I've seen maybe a Chrono or 2 this game. They've been bulking him up as fast as possible as he tries to get the Diffusal of his Diffusal Manta pairing complete. Going in on this tier 2. Time dilation going to be popped. Will dance away a bit. Manta's off the chains and continues to create the space for himself. While he's dancing about here, we have an SG push through the bottom lane now. HFN with the Deso going in onto this tier 3. They're getting a lot of damage on this tower, and this could be quickly a free tier 3, and it's down. I mean, shrines are going to be available now for SG. That's some good money that they picked up, and they're not done yet. ADR comes into play, and now King RD makes a commitment, gets a hold of Chessie. Chessie now bumped to the low ground, but Moo moves in, gets a 3-man chrono. The follow-up damage now beginning to show itself as they hit him with the rock. The vacuum wall's also there. Counter black hole, but it's going to get quickly canceled out. Time dilation reeks through the Team SG as now Z Freak and company begin to slash on forward and get the takedown. HFN, though, the last true damage dealer, looks like caught himself under the smoke screen, tries to dance around the corner. Heading up to the high ground, can he get a hold of Z Freak? Now spots him, hits him with a defusal, and will be able to bring him down over on the other side. They were going to be able to get the finish as Chessie grabs and takes down ADR. 2 separate fights. Which fight were you watching?
I was watching the bottom fight, but I saw they were watching the same fight. Ursa and Darkseer managed to kill Ember Spirit there. Well, SG got the bottom tower, tier 3. Now they can go to the shrines. There was a really good Faceless Void chrono this time, 4-man chrono. Jimmy just used rock after that, and good baiting roll. They need to be spread a little bit more.
It was a 4-man chrono? I actually thought it was
yes. Yeah, it was 4-man chrono.
Wow.
But there was no damage, but it just held them in place for the other things to combine with. Clockwork needs to be more careful when going in. This time, he can't really go on Ursa like that.
Well, he's going on Ursa right now. Pops his blade mail. This time he's got a little bit of assistance, but it does look like Chessie is going to be able to at least pop the Aegis. He is still man-moding right now, and okay, I thought he was going to be able to really do a number on ADR, but it looks like they'll finally be able to tame the beast.
Yeah, I was saying King RD went in, but there was no backup from his team. He has 2 good defensive items. When he uses Blade Mail, it forces Ursa to use Enrage. Then, if he doesn't score a bash, he can use a Ghost Scepter. He had a Ghost Scepter in the last fight, but died like really quickly. Maybe there was a bash. I didn't manage to see it.
SG now back to the pushing game here. They've already taken down this tier 3 in the bottom lane. Taking a Rax would make it all the better at getting their chances into a game 3. A little bit of bumpage right there. The Crow's going to be coming out. A Grave is there. Can they get the save on the Weaver? He is going to be able to get out the time lapse, and he is good. Hides right behind the wall, but actually ends up dancing right through it as he tries to poke onto the Rax. Now finds himself stuck into a bit of a corner where Complexity can't quite approach yet. They've already lost Chessie, and they need to wait 10 more seconds before he's going to be here to take a fight. King RD, unfortunately missing the mark on his hook shot, it looks like. Has to back off to the low ground a bit. This wall is actually holding him off a little bit, but eventually HFN will be able to make it in. Tries to go for the finish on the Rex, can't quite get it down. The rock will be dropped right on top of him. King RD locks him in. Moo tries to right-click it about, forced to go to a Manta, then time walks back and away. Meanwhile, Chessie to the low ground, looking to get a hold of Tavo here. Still has 20 seconds before a black hole will even be able to make its way into a fight. Chessie now finds himself eating way too much damage. It's HFN with a double damage, doing so much work. This Ursa is gone for 70 seconds. Demon meets the same fate, getting shot down shortly thereafter. Now SG can kind of get back to the grind and finish out the second Rax. Buybacks forced out now, but Demon had already spent his rock. Simply SG could turn and run with a huge advantage.
There's no buyback on Ursa, but there's a tier 2 tower on top, so they need to get back to shrines. There was a good combo from Complexity in that fight, good Cloud from Ricky, and good Baking Wall chrono on Weaver, but the Dazzle was just right out of the chrono and casted a good Shallow Grave, which won them the fight.
Yeah, that freaking Grave. To show how much work that HFN did in the fight overall, that Grave was just super clutch. And then for Complexity side, unfortunate for them to not be able to get the Dazzle under that chrono. And now coL take a hard shot within their own base, losing their bottom set of racks. Down but not out. The biggest deficit it will be for them this game so far, pushing closer to a 7,500 net worth deficit here.
They know Ricky is on top. They see Creeps losing HP, but they don't have any reveal on Clockwork.
And it's off.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get the investment for a gem at this point, or just get some more dust, I guess.
I just love the build on Ember Spirit. This is the kind of a build that reminds me when OG Ana is playing from behind, and so he just goes for Solar Crest, so he can't die, and the Yule Scepter basically because of the Ursa, so he can toss him in the air after he uses Enrage. There's no BKB on Ursa.
Moo, chain down. Does need to get away from the damage of HFN. It's just a bit too much. He quickly rushes out. He gets some assistance from Swindle there with the Surge. Meanwhile, Chessie hiding within the trees, and so is Demon. Demon gets spotted and blasted down. Long jump comes in from RD to lock in the bear, and now he is feeling the pain. He is going to be forced to pop out the ulti. They just need a little bit more to take him out of the game, and he knows it's over for him. He turns to fight, but he is gone. 70 seconds without a buyback. Davo makes him move, creating the black hole that will lock in Moo to go for the finish. And they get him out. This one should help secure the game for SG. Very well played there at the end. Swindles taking out the captain as the nail in the coffin would only be all the sweeter here.
It is time to call it. Or they might prolong it. There's tier 2 tower on bottom, but they're gonna lose Raxes. Roche is up, they can just head there.
Tier 3 is theirs.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Fortunately, Complexity maybe trying to make an out-of-the-base play, gets spotted out within those trees and are just left straggling to try to make it back inside the comfort of their base. SG, though, ruthless in their chase.
Oh, what a cog from
And
King
ruthless in
RD.
their play. I mean, you can obviously see more of a prime performance coming out from SG as opposed to what we saw in game number 1. And Demon's dead too. As they are simply fountain camping at this point. HFN actually making the good game call for them, but coL not tapping out quite yet.
Oh, this is a classic
This is just
SG.
classic coL. This is a classic SG coL game right here, pretty much. I mean, you know, coL probably could be thinking about game number 3. Maybe they're not. Maybe they feel like they could still do it. I give them massive props for it, and we'll see if they're going to be able to get anything done. But this is huge, obviously, for SG as they push closer to a 20k net worth advantage. Chessie tries to scratch at ADR a bit here, but we'll see what the final hurrah is going to be as they probably try to hold up this mid lane. All right, Moo with that chrono.
Boom, there it goes.
Altis are ready. They're waiting for like 5-man vacuum into Chronosphere, I guess.
Rock. Yeah.
Rock.
Let's
Yeah,
see if they
fatal
can do it.
ones.
Hey-oh!
Yo!
Hey! There's a ball. He got Swindle, though. And now the rock is going to get dropped. And this one got awkward real fast here. It looks like SG are going to go in and unmercifully beat them down. ADR actually potentially in a bit of trouble, but another wonderful grave is there. He gets forced off to the side. He goes into the Remnant Slight. He manages to blink away, and he is gone. They still won't even be able to bring him down. While HFN is just doing the rest of the work. 18-1-11. The call will be made, and we're going to be going to a game number
Radiant's
3.
middle barracks are under attack.
Yes, we are. Well, SG is showing their true potential again on their server. It's the same thing that happened yesterday and the day before. Seems like besides the Peruvian team, they lost on their server, but SG really playing well. This support Clockwork did so much job controlling Darkseer and Ursa in late game. There was no good chrono placements besides that one on the bottom. And Ursa is kind of a hero that snowballs, but if you make few mistakes, there was like one mistake where he got caught because of the bad timing on the row spawn, and SG punished it.
Well, call it whatever you want, whether a stronger SG performance or a different server. We are going to be cutting to a break, and when we come back, we'll be heading back onto US East for game number 3. Winner of this next game will move on into the play.